Hello everyone, this is Sushmitha from Milagros College, Hampankatta, from the Department of Bachelor's of Computer Application. Today, let us see what is interactive SQL. Interactive SQL is nothing but the way of communicating with the table by storing the data or to retrieve the data from the database. We'll see how do we do this. So now a table is nothing but the database objects that holds user data. So here the table is nothing but in the database table holds the user data. It can be name, employee name, or it can be the student datas or the company datas, customer data, etc. So all this data will be stored in a database in form of table. So each column of the table will have specific data types bound to it. So each column will be having the determined data type. The data type, for example, the date will have date data type, and name of a person will be having varchar, where we'll be storing in form of string, and number, where we have to store the numeric values. So Oracle ensures that only data which is identical to the data type of the column will be stored within the column. So when we create a table, we'll be declaring its data type. So when we declare a data type of the particular column, so same type of values will be stored in the column. So now let us see create table command. So create table command is nothing but we use this command when we have to create a table. So we'll see the create table statement is used to create a new table in the database. This command defines each column of the table uniquely. Each column has minimum of three attributes, that is name, data type, and the size, as we see in the syntax. So here syntax we have create table, and table name is nothing but the name of the table to be given, and column 1 will be the first column or any column name. For example, we can give roll number of a student, roll number, name of a student, mark 1, mark 2, as we see in the example. So next we have is data type. So data type, it can be of various data types. We'll go through it later. Next we have size. We have to specify the size of the data type. So each column has a specified data type which specifies how data is stored in the column. So each column definition is separated from the other is separated by the other by a comma, and SQL statement is terminated using the semicolon. So the general format, or we can see syntax and example in the other column. So in the first column, we have syntax, that is create table, table name, column 1, data type, size. So now let us see the data type. So which are the data types we have in the database? So first one, let us see, for example, character. The character data type stores the fixed length of character string. When you create a table within a char column, you must specify the string length between 1 to 2000 in bytes or characters. For the char column width, the default is 1 byte. Oracle then guarantees that when you insert or update a row in the table, the value of the char column has the fixed length. If you have short values, then the value in the blank padded to the fixed length. If a value is too large, Oracle database will return the error if the value given is larger than the reserved bytes. We have one more data type, that is varchar. So varchar usually is a data type which stores the variable length character string. When you create a table with a varchar2 column, you specify a maximum string length in bytes or characters between 1 to 4000 bytes of varchar column. For each row, Oracle database store each value in the column as a variable length field unless a value exceeds the column's maximum length, in which case Oracle database returns an error using if the values exceeds the given reserved byte, then it will be it will be showing an error. So using varchar and varchar2 saves on space used by the. So next we have a number. So number we can use number data type uses two parameters, that is p and s. So number data type stores fixed and floating point numbers. They are up to 38 digits of precision. For numeric column, you may specify the column as column name, number. So optionally, number can also specify precision and scales. If a precision is not specified, the column stores the value as a given. If no scale is specified, the scale will be 0. If the value is not been inserted, it will be taken as 0. Next, we have date. The date data type stores point in point time. So it will have dates as well as the time which we want to insert in a table. The date data type stores the year, month and day, hour, minutes and second in particular format. For input and output of data, the standard Oracle date format will be DDMM or YYMMDD. So now let us see inserting data into the table. So the insert is the keyword which we use to insert into is the keyword which we use to insert the value into the table. So here we can here we'll using this command we'll be inserting the value into the table or the database. So the insert statement is used to insert the record into the table. This statement loads the table with the data to be manipulated later. When inserting a single row into the table, the insert operation does the following operations. Create a new row in the data table, load the value, passes into the column specified. So it will be creating new row and the data table or the value inserted into the row will be transferred to the table which has been created and the value has been inserted to that particular table. So here we have the syntax. So insert into is the command which we give while inserting the table, and table name to which table the value has to be inserted, and the column as we specify while creating the table, and the values is also a command word, and using that after that when we have the parenthesis where the values has to be inserted according to the columns mentioned in the table in the same format. So in example, we can say insert into student, roll number, name M1, M2, and M3 values, where 11 is the roll number. When the value 11 is read, it will be transferred to roll number and it will be stored in roll number. Next, Rama, it will be stored under the under the column name, and 65 under M1, and 75 under M2, and 50 under M3. So next we'll see viewing the table. So once the table is been created or inserted, we need to view the table or the data which is been inserted in the table. So we will be viewing the table using the command select. So once the data is inserted into the table, the next logical operation would be to view the data that has been inserted. The select verb is in the SQL is used to achieve this. The select command is used to retrieve retrieve the rows from one or more table. So here we can see select operation, how the select is being performed. There are different ways of performing select operation, that is viewing the data. So first one, let us see to select all the rows and all the columns. So when we have to select all the rows, all the values from the table, then we just give select star from table name. So table name, it can be student table or the employee table. For now, we had created a student table. So select star from student. So whatever the value is present in the student will be retrieved and been displayed or viewed. So next, to retrieve selected columns and all rows. Now here we select particular column to be displayed and from the table and all the rows. So we'll see select column 1 and column 2. These two are the columns which we select to be displayed from table name. Here table name will be giving student. So we can see roll number and the name is being fetched. As we have given select roll number name from the student table. So roll number will be having 11, 12, 13 and 14 and the name respective. So next is to retrieve the selected rows and all columns. We'll see the syntax. So here what we do is we retrieve all the rows but selected columns. So here what we do, we use the where clause to give the condition, that is according to this condition, given condition, the values will be retrieved from the column from the table. So to we'll see the syntax, select star from table name where condition. So example, we'll see select star from student where marks 2 is greater than or is equal to 60. So the values which is having the marks greater than or is equal to 60 will be retrieved. Next, to eliminate duplicate rows using select statement. So here what we do, if we have the repeated values, then we will be discarding the repeated values and will be taking only the unique values and will be displayed. So the distinct clauses is in the select statement allows removing the duplicate rows from the result set. So here when we use the keyword or the command distinct along with the select, the values which are distinct will be displayed. So here we'll see the syntax. Select distinct column 1, column 2 from table name. Now select, we'll see the example. Select distinct course from student. So now here we have the different course, that is BCA, BBM, EMCA will be displayed. This the values which are distinct, which are not being repeated will be retrieved. Next we'll see to retrieve the selected columns and selected rows. Now here what we do is we'll be selecting set of columns which is to be displayed and select the rows as well. Selected rows whichever satisfy the given condition. So here we'll see the syntax. Select column 1, column 2 from table name where condition. So here where condition will be the condition has to be satisfied. Once the condition has been satisfied, the value will be displayed. We'll see the example. Select name from student. So here the name of a student will be name of the student column. The column name from the student table where where mark is greater than or is equal to 50 and or marks 3 is greater than or is equal to 50. That is, here we'll be selecting name from the table student and the condition is that the marks, if the student who has the marks equal to 50 or greater than or equal to 50 in M3. So what happens here, either of the condition is true, the value will be displayed. Now let us see delete option. So in delete command is used to delete the rows from the table that satisfies the condition and returns the number of records that were deleted. So once when we want to, once the data has been created, a table is created, inserted, and we have to manipulate with the data or update the data, or we want to delete some of the data, then we use the command delete. So delete syntax is delete from table name if we have to delete the entire table. Next, if we have to delete some specified rows, then we keep the syntax select from table with specific condition. For example, if the table, if you want any table whose value is less than or equal to 50 in case of EM student table, which we had seen earlier. So what happens there is the value which is lesser than 50 will be deleted. So here we can see select start from sample. So these are the values which is there in the table. So now we have to delete. Now when we have to delete the entire table, then we'll be giving the command delete from sample. So entire values will be deleted. We can see here 5 rows has been deleted. Next, we'll see delete to remove the details of student Raja. So here we'll be giving the specific condition, that is delete from student where name is equal to Raja. So the name, the values which are present in this name, that is Raja, will be deleted. Thank you all.